everyone, I wanted to make a video today. I had mentioned that I had questions, like a lot of questions, and it was a really long video. So I'm going to answer those questions and try to make this not as long as the last video. The last one was like 26 minutes long, so I'm gonna try to make it a lot less than that, but no promises. So I'm just gonna jump right into this because there are like 30 questions. How long were you with your boyfriend? I was with Daniel for 3 months. It was the first time that we had sex and I got pregnant. We had known each other and we talked and hung out and whatever. I met him in August and then we started dating in March, and then I found out that I was pregnant in June. So yeah, but the next question, were you on birth control? Yes, I was just taking the pill, and Daniel did use condoms. What was his reaction to the news and what was yours? His reaction was, he was very shocked, I guess, and surprised, which I guess that's kind of the same thing. But whenever I took the pregnancy test, we were at his house, and I came out of the bathroom and I showed him, and I thought it was negative at first, and then he was like, Justine, this says that it's positive, it's not negative. And so then he like sat on his bed and he was just like, he just looked really mad and like disappointed with himself, with both of us really. And my reaction was, I was super surprised because like I said, I thought it was negative, but I'm the type of person where when stuff happens like that, or with anything really, I don't sit there and I try not to like get upset or anything like that. I'm just like, okay, this is what's happening, so I need to do this to not deal with it, but like get through it. So, does he still have contact and are you friends? Yes, I just, like, we live together, obviously. We're married and we got married December 6th. Our 3-year anniversary is coming up actually of like dating, on St. Patrick's Day, so March 17th. And yeah, so we're married. Yes, we're still friends and whatever. Were you scared when you found out? I wouldn't say scared. I was scared to tell my family, but I was more shocked than anything. Did you consider abortion or adoption? Abortion, no, that was never an option, but adoption, we had talked about it and we didn't really act on it. We basically knew our options, and I knew that I didn't want to give her up for adoption, so we didn't. What made you choose to keep the baby? And was it a hard decision? I don't know, she's my child. Just after going through pregnancy, I could never see myself just giving her away to somebody. Which if you do that, everybody's situation is different, and I was in a really good spot. You know, everybody was supportive with us. I was still with her dad, and so it wasn't ever an issue for me. But I know that, you know, some girls get kicked out of their house, they're not with the father anymore, and so I felt like I was in a really good spot and position to be able to do it. So I don't know, it wasn't an option for me. I mean, like I said, we had talked about it, but it was never like, we never looked into it or anything like that. And no, it wasn't a hard decision. Were you embarrassed to be a pregnant teen? I tried explaining this in the last video, like that I tried recording of this, and I'm gonna try my best to do it again. I was not embarrassed. I had never have been embarrassed to be a young mom or to be seen out in public with her. It's more like I knew what people were saying about me, and I know the stares that I got, and I didn't want to deal with that in public. I didn't want to have to listen to teenage girls whispering about me because they saw me with a big belly or anything like that. It wasn't embarrassment. It was more just annoyed because I knew they don't know me, they don't know my situation, they don't know what happened. So I just didn't want to have to deal with it, I guess. And now I think the next question is any difficulties you have to deal with. So I think now it's not, even before, it wasn't it wasn't embarrassing to me. Like, now when I go out in public, I look like I'm super young. I mean, you can see me right now. I took a shower, threw my hair up last night, and I have absolutely no makeup on, and I literally just woke up like maybe an hour ago. So I like totally look like I'm like 15 years old. That's at least what I think. So whenever I go out in public and people see me with like a ring on and a baby that looks like, I mean, she's 2, so she's a little bit older. I feel like they think that because I'm not 26 or 36, that I'm not capable of being a good mom. And I always think that I don't want to say like center of attention. Like, I don't want you guys thinking that I think that I'm like, people are always worried about me or always looking at me or anything like that. But seriously, whenever you're out in public, for me at least, I feel like I have to be this perfect mom and handle every situation perfectly. Situation being like if Allison's getting tired or she like threw her sippy cup out of a cart while we're at Walmart or something. I feel like I'm supposed to deal with that in the most perfect way, and if one person doesn't agree with that, then I'm automatically like not a good enough mom. Or do you guys understand what I hope you guys do? And it's not, I've never been embarrassed or anything like that. It's just like, because I'm so young, I feel like I'm automatically set up for failure and that people are waiting for me to do something wrong, if that makes sense. Would you have waited if you could do it over? If I could have Allison, the same exact baby, a couple years later, like maybe right now, I mean, I think I'm at a really good spot. If me and Daniel were to have another baby right now, we would be perfectly fine. But if I could have the same exact child, just, a couple years later, then I definitely would do it. What was your opinion of a teen mom before it happened to you? You guys know what Ask FM is. Whenever I was pregnant, I got so many people calling me names. That was beside the point. I don't know where I was going with that. But on theirs, on Ask FM, I remember getting something saying that whenever I lived in a different state, I talked bad about teen moms, and I never recall doing that. So if I did, I don't remember. I do remember always thinking that they're very strong and for dealing with, that sounds so rude. Like, you don't deal with your child. You just have to like push through it and do everything in your power to give the baby a good life. So that I don't like saying like deal with it, but I always remember there's one specific girl when I lived in Louisiana. She was a senior in high school, and I remember that she got pregnant and she graduated at the top of her class. And I was so amazed that she was able to be a new mom. She was like a new young mom, but she was still able to work a job and be able to provide for her child and graduate at the top of her class. So I've always thought, at least from what I can remember, I've always thought positive and good things about young moms. Did you tend to avoid certain things? Like I said before, if I could avoid going to a grocery store to avoid getting people like the looks and the comments and whatever, I definitely would have. How did you tell your parents? Were they supportive? How long did you wait to tell them? And did they look at you differently? So I told my dad first, my stepdad. I emailed him actually while he was at work, which if you guys want me to read that email back to you, then I definitely can in a separate video. Just let me know, because I still have it. And then he ended up dipping out, what the fuck am I talking about? He left work early and came home, and it was during the summer, so in the summer my mom got out of work an hour earlier, so he came home way earlier than he was supposed to, and she's like, what are you doing home? And I remember him coming upstairs and closing my brother's bedroom door and was like, we have to talk. And the mom was like, you're pregnant, aren't you? And I was like, yeah. So that's how I told them. They were supportive. They still are supportive. How long did I wait to tell them? I waited 3 weeks. I found out when I was 7 weeks pregnant, and I didn't tell them until I was 10 weeks pregnant. Did they look at you differently? I don't think differently as in like, oh, she's a whore and blah blah blah, like stuff like that. They looked at me differently, like they're kind of disappointed that I wasn't able to do the things that I wanted to do. And I can still do those things now, but they just have to be pushed back a little bit longer because I had Allison, which is totally fine with me. I don't care. How old were you? I was 16 years old when I got pregnant, and I was 17 when I had her. How long did you wait to tell friends? My friends knew before my parents did, so I remember telling my best friend Grace at the time, before I even knew that I was pregnant, I was like, hey, I'm late for my period, and she was like, Justine, you take a test, and I was like, no, I'm always late for my period, I'm fine. And so I feel like she knew before I even knew, but then my friend Carly, I texted her, and then her sister Sam, I went out to get some pizza with them, and I brought my ultrasound, and I was like, Sam, look at this, and she was like, oh my god. So all my friends, all my close friends, I had some like people that I was just acquaintances with, and they totally like got out of my life. I don't talk to them, but my friend Lexi, she was there by my side. Carly, Sam, hi Boogie, you don't match. Oh, and you shoved the whole banana in your mouth. Are you okay? You okay? Okay. So Carly, Sam, they're sisters, and then I have a really good friend Kelsey that I met her at work, but we've been like best friends ever since. You don't touch, okay? What did they say? They were all supportive of me, unless they weren't like my best friends, then they hit the road. Are they still your friends now? Yes. Was it hard to keep the relationship with classmates? No, because I was a new student, so I didn't have friends. I literally had my one friend Grace, but we had a falling out and we don't really talk much anymore. Were you able to hang out while I was pregnant? Yeah, I still like went to the mall. I went over to my friend's house. Like I still did stuff. I didn't like live in this bubble while I was pregnant. I feel like that's what people think that teen moms do. Like as soon as you get pregnant, you just like stay barricaded in your house. Like no, I went out and did stuff still. How did you succeed in school while pregnant? I actually, whenever I found out, so like I said, I told my parents in the summer, so I actually went, I had all my teachers sign my paper when school started for my, like the first week of school, and I had them sign my paper, like I just said, and I didn't go back to the public high school. I enrolled in cyber school, so I did from September, I think I started like September 3rd, all the way until Allison was born in February. I did online classes every single day at a certain time, and then after she was born, I took like maybe a week off just to adjust, and then I kept on going. So cyber school is the answer to that. And after, it says, how did you succeed in school while pregnant and after? So after I had her, I just kept going until I graduated. How were you treated at school by your peers and teachers? Did you graduate, and are you planning a career? So I didn't, like I said, I did cyber school, so I didn't see my teachers, I didn't see my classmates or anything like that. So I dealt with people talking about me, like people that I went to school with, but I never was like in an actual classroom while I was pregnant or like after I had her. I can't find it. Did you graduate? Yeah, I graduated just 2015. That was my graduating class. So just this past June, I finished. Planning a career. At the moment, I'm just taking a break right now because I'm not exactly sure what I want to do just yet. And I am staying home with Allison, so I don't know. I'm thinking about doing online classes, but I have no freaking idea. I've been thinking about like cosmetology, but like I said, I'm not sure yet, and I don't want to waste money or time, like to take classes for something that I don't even know what I want to do, or to just have to change my major later. So I don't know. How did you afford your care for prenatal doctor visits? And how did you afford stuff for the baby? So since I was a minor, I was still under my parents' health insurance, so that covered that. We never paid anything, and I remember there was like one or two times I would have like a copay when I went to the doctors of like $20, but I always paid that. How did you afford stuff for your baby? Between Daniel and I, one of us was always working, and making money so we could buy baby stuff before she was born and after, but I just want to like say we have never asked our parents or our family for money. Like the only things that have been given to us, it's just like out of courtesy, like, hey, my child is growing out of this because they're getting older, you guys can have it because I know you're having a baby. Like my aunt, she had a little girl 5 months before Allison was born, so I got some of her hand-me-downs for Allison. So it was like, it wasn't like everybody was handing us things, but we had money to buy a lot of her stuff too. And now how do you support her? So like you guys I'm sure know that Daniel's in the military, so he has a steady job, a steady income, and so we don't ever have to deal with that. Does your job pay enough? I don't personally work, like I just said, but like I literally just said, Daniel does work, and before I moved down here, I had a job making really, really good money. So how much has life changed? How much has life with friends changed after having the baby? It hasn't really changed at all. Like, I didn't really do anything before I got pregnant, and I don't really do anything now. I have a friend here, Abby. She has a little baby, and we go do stuff with them together, but I still have a social life. Like, I still do stuff, and Daniel will take Allison like once a week or every other week, like Friday or Saturday, and he lets me go out and hang out with Abby, and we'll do stuff without the kids, so it's really nice. I can't find the question that I'm looking for. How do you balance life, work, school with a baby? Well, I don't work and I don't go to school, so I'm just gonna answer for before. So, before, like, life, social, like hanging out with friends, either Daniel would take her, or my parents or Daniel's parents would offer to keep her for like 2 hours so me and Daniel could go out and do something, or he would take her so I could go do something. And then work, I just would do school and watch Allison while Daniel was at school, and then he would come home and usually take her, and then I would go to work. Or after he graduated, I went to work in the mornings from like 7 until 3, and then I think it was 3, it doesn't really matter, and then I would come home and do my schoolwork. So it's just like you have to have a schedule, you have to have like some type of schedule. Any regrets? Nope, I don't have any regrets. Why would I? I have a child, I have a house, like we live in a house, I'm married to her dad, I graduated high school, so no, I don't have any regrets. What ways did becoming a mom change you and your beliefs? I don't really know. I don't know. I definitely think that moms are strong, and I don't know. I don't really understand, like, what, okay. And the last question, where do you live now? I don't really want to answer that. I'll just say in North Carolina, but I don't really want to give you guys like city. I don't know. Okay, I'm done. But I got this down to 18 minutes, which is a lot better because the last one was 28. I think that's it. Yeah. There's a bunch of freaking questions. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I don't know. Tell me what you guys want to see. Let me know if you want me to upload a video of me reading off the email that I sent to my dad and to tell him that I was pregnant, because I could totally do that. I feel like that would be like an interesting video to make. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you soon. Allison, you want to come say bye? I don't hear her coming. Boogie. Bug. She's watching home right now. But alright, I'm gonna go, and I hope you guys loved this video, and bye!